Hi, welcome to the Shelly Studio. Today I am working with my Neocolor watercolor crayons. I haven't used them in quite a while and I have this whole stack of them, so felt like I needed to do a painting with the Neocolor 2 crayons. So I'm just filling in the background of this sketch so that it's a blue sky. So the idea is we're looking up into a tree where a cat is perched. And sorry I didn't show the drawing because that took a little bit and you can hardly see it. So I figured I would just skip straight to the colorizing of the page. I'm just putting some different shades of blue in, and then I'm going to take a damp baby wipe, I think that's what I use, and blend the background. I know there are videos out there with suggestions on how to use the Neocolor 2 watercolor crayons. This is just one way of using them, and it works for me. So here's the damp baby wipe, and I'm just rubbing that to make it smooth so it doesn't look so much like crayon. And I have to keep moving it to a damp spot. You don't want it to be overly wet, but you do want it moist enough to blend that color. This piece is one of my 52 paintings in a year challenge. I'm at like 20 something. And this video will probably show up in January, so you know that I didn't make it. I'm doing the voiceover here, it's December 12th. But I have another project going on, a daily thing, so probably not going to get all 52 paintings done in the year. I do have a day off next week, so I might I might whip out a few paintings. We'll see what happens. Still don't know, that won't be 20 paintings. Oh my goodness. But I hope you all had a happy holiday, and looking forward to a new year with hopefully less restrictions and some travel. That would be a lot of fun. I'd like to go travel somewhere. Been stuck at home for a whole year. Anyway, so now I'm working on the tree branches. They're very kind of random, but this was actually taken from a photograph, so I was trying to match up the branches in the photograph. And this one, I think I go to rub it and it annoyed me, so I actually take a water brush to it. You'll see here in a second. So I edited that for time. Sometimes you like to watch people color, and sometimes it's like, just move on to the next step. So I added a little dark there, and we're going to move on to the next step. So I pulled out the baby wipe again, and I'm blending. And I'm feeling like it doesn't really look like wood. So I do this for a little bit, and then we're going to switch to the water brush. Yep, see, I tossed it. Because this is much faster and much more immediate. And it has more of the look of wood, don't you think? Just the strokes of the water brush kind of give it that bark sort of texture. A little bit. At least I think so. I have to squeeze a little water out. And I think my water brush is empty, so I sprayed a little water because that's all that matters. I have a hard time with the water brushes. I don't feel like I can control the amount of water as well. So I really prefer just dipping into water. And if I have too much, I can blot it off. I tried to draw this cat to look like he was like kind of angled towards the viewer. So he's sort of foreshortened. But I just could not get that to look right. Probably need to practice that a little bit. But I think he's cute anyway. It's kind of mixing with the blue in some of those spots and creating some shading, which works. So in the picture, this was like an old pine tree, so it had little straggly bits of pine needles sticking out in places. So that's what this is supposed to look like. So I did this with the Watercolor 2 crayons, and I'm not feeling like it shows up enough. It probably was okay, but I felt like it needed more. Like to stand out more. So in the picture this was an orange cat, but my bark was so orange that I made him a little bit more yellow so that he would stand out against the tree. I had a cat when I was a kid that looked a little bit like this. His name was Tiger. So maybe we'll name this one Tiger. I'm just darkening around the center so that he stands out just a little bit more. This is just a pencil. I'm just using it to kind of fix the edges a little bit, because where those crayons meet, they kind of get a little fuzzy. And I'm a mixed media person. There's no rules. It's whatever tool will do the job. Sorry, I've got my phone texting going on to the side there. That was a conversation between me and my cousin who had COVID. She works at a care center, so that's probably where she caught it. But she's doing fine. Now I'm going in with just a little bit of colored pencil. And here I go in with a little bit of paint. Just wasn't liking the way his face was looking, so I was trying to fix that a bit. So I've got Naples yellow and some probably parchment, and lightened up his face a little bit. And then here's where I went in with the Posca to help my pine needles stand out a little bit more. Like I said, I do mixed media. I use whatever will work to get the job done. Alright, and that is it. I hope you like my kitty. If you do, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and if you'd like to see more from me, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.